I started talking last week about kauri trees and whether or not Kauri Dieback was in fact caused by people walking around kauri trees. And a growing number of people are saying it may not be. And this was all prompted, of course, by playing whale songs to kauri trees to try and stop the dieback. I get into it and I find a group called your group, Walk Tramp Run, which is asking some pretty pointed questions about Kauri Dieback. Norman, can you first tell me what is the group Walk Tramp Run?
Oh, we're a group of people who have gradually come together. Our first meeting was in February 2024, and we had something in common. That was a growing doubt about Phytophthora agathidista in
okay, cut the Latin. What are we talking about? Kauri Dieback disease.
Yeah, well, there's a difference between it's not it might be a disease. It's been called a pathogen, but it's a natural phenomenon. It's a natural pathogen in the soil. And what we've done, we've come together and we've
how many of you are there, Norman?
There's now 52.
Okay, that's a fair group of people. And is there any common denominator with you all? Are you all trampers, runners, outdoors people, or what?
Yes, all of those things.
Yep.
Walkers, trampers, and runners. Yes.
Okay.
But
carry on.
I guess that's the motive. That's the motive for us to come together and express this common doubt. But there are citizen scientists amongst us, and those who have taken an interest in science. I'm not a scientist myself. I'm more of a facilitator of this group, and we have a science team that have put together what they believe is the problem, what the problem has been since 2011, 2017, is the growing misinformation and disinformation from Auckland Council about the causal agent of what is known as Kauri Dieback. But they've, from their reports, particularly the 2011 and the 2017 reports, they've accused walkers and trampers and runners as being the vector, the vector of carting this stuff along the tracks. And yet there's been a scientific paper by Richard Winkworth and Massey University that says it's quite possible that they know that this particular pathogen, Phytophthora agathidis, have been in the soil in New Zealand for at least 300 years, if not thousands of years. And another soil scientist has come out and said, well, what a nonsense to keep people off the tracks, because it, like every other phytophthora, is a natural thing in the soil that takes advantage of all sorts of things, competition amongst trees, aspects, soil, drainage, the whole lot, So there's this growing doubt, and we've reached a point where we've asked Auckland Council many times, we want to get together and sit down with you, and we have those set points that I sent you, those bullet points, that we want answered. And they have not answered our questions.
But this is a really interesting story, Norman, because actually it's kind of a bit like COVID. Yeah. Here's a disease, trust the experts, and these are all the wacky things you must do to stop the disease. Now, this story in mainstream media for young journalists who wanted to say kauri with a Maori accent became very trendy a few years back. Every story was about Kauri Dieback. It was all a kind of code for aren't kauri wonderful Maori trees, and it's because white people don't understand, don't have a connection to the land. And suddenly the solution was you couldn't go near a kauri tree. It was sacred. And we were going to spend millions making raised walkways and millions paying whale song to the kauri trees. Are you telling me it's scientifically possible that that's all claptrap?
Oh, absolutely, yes. But on the other hand, we have to go back to 2015, 16, 17, 18. And initially, the walkers, trampers and runners were horrified by what the council and the MPI, Ministry of Primary Industries, were telling us. And gradually we've started to doubt that. Now we're on the cusp, the threshold of saying this is a load of rubbish because you're not explaining yourselves, both in the European terms of science, as well as we want to know about Matauranga, Tikonga, and all the rest, to help us understand what you'll keep...
Yeah, well, that's all mumbo-jumbo, Norman. It's all rubbish. It's not science.
Yes, that's exactly right, yes. Now,
Wow.
I'll give you a bit of my background. I used to be Principal Ranger West, so I looked after the Waitakere Ranges in Muriwai for Auckland Regional Council, Regional Parks, for 4 years. Prior to that, I was field manager, a field leader of the Waitakere Ecological District Rapid Inventory. It was called the Protected Natural Areas Study, and it was convened by DOC. DOC managed that. And in that process, there was a team of 10 scientists and technicians who went right through the Waitakere Ranges back in, 1989, 1990. So my experience has actually kept me doing what I'm doing now, is because we see this disinformation and the misinformation, and what Walk Tramp Run wants to do is actually sit down with the council. We've put, Auckland Council, we've put before them many times our refined points about science, and they're not being answered. So what I sent you was
it was really interesting, Norman. And Norman, look, I'll be honest too. I get a lot of stories, people claiming this and that. You have a track record. You're not some guy who went and did some research on the internet the other day, and that's why I really wanted to get you on the program. I think this is a big story that talks to a lot of issues in our society. But the fact may be that New Zealanders, people who enjoy the outdoors, are being asked to do things that make absolutely no scientific sense and will make no difference to Kauri Dieback one way or the other.
Well, that's right, absolutely right. And if anyone wants a copy of what I've just described for you now, all these bullet points, that we need to sit down and have a discussion with the council about what it is. Thank God
you're not a cooker, Norman. I was really worried you were going to be a cooker, and you're not.
No, I'm not. I've been doing this. Well,
where can people? Have you got a website or somewhere where people can go to learn more about this?
Well, yes, absolutely. And what I was about to say was that Walk Tramp Run is at walk.tramp.@gmail is our email. We also have, please send us an email. We'll send you, it doesn't matter where you're from, we'll send you our bullet points about our particular argument. We also have a Facebook page, Walk Tramp Run Facebook page, and we've been posting these bullet points on this page, and we've only just made a start on this. We've been going about a month now, and we've got a meeting coming up this Sunday to talk about what I've just described for you over the phone.
The problem,
and, our future
Norman,
strategy.
the problem is too, if we've misdiagnosed the problem, and we're spending millions, I presume, on trying to fix it one way, if we've misdiagnosed it, that is a complete waste of money. And we're not looking for the real problem and the real solution, are we?